What up? It's D&D in the building. Purdue power. No ceiling. Yeah. Double D back, that's Derek and Dalton. Talking gold blood, Mackie Ben Moulton. Black and gold dreams, banners we folding. Paint crew loud, every rim gets swollen. Stats so clean, you think it's a scheme. History books get Purdue screen. From humble to E-Day, legends on replay. We run through March like it's just another weekday. Double the energy, talking that legacy. Boiler boys cooking, no recipe. Microphone magic, rivalry static. We breaking it down, keep it cinematic. You want the heat, better tune in fast.
Welcome back to the Double D Podcast. My name is Derek, and as always, this is my co-host, Dalton. Today, we are going to be reviewing deep sigh, breath of relief, the Purdue victory in overtime over Nebraska. A lot of this game was the national title contending Purdue team, and, for about, my calculations, about a 6-minute stretch, and then about another 2-minute stretch, so 8 total minutes. This was honestly a national title winning contending Nebraska team, in my opinion. I don't think it was as bad as everyone thinks on Purdue's end. I did rewatch this game, so I'm excited to go through it all. I did some pretty cool stat hunting on Purdue's 3-point shots. I think there's some misconceptions out there about them, and they were proven true when I went back through the game and tracked every single 3-pointer. So, Dalton, what were your thoughts on the game? Obviously, this is a huge victory for Purdue. Great to get this win. Huge part of the schedule coming up. If we win the next 4 games, we're right back there. Right now, we're tied for second in the league. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm happy we won it. The fashion we won in, probably not my favorite, but a win is a win on the road against a top 10 team. Again, it's just my typical Purdue take is I wish we would just kill people when we can kill people. And, that's probably one of the best teams you're going to see as far as how they came back into this and didn't give up at home. To be able to fend them off and get the win is huge. But at the same time, it's like, can we please just have one game where it's, just not that way? Like, we came out hot and, obviously you can't shoot the way we did in the first half forever, but it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna need a fucking stint by the end of this year, dude. Like, or like a pacemaker. I don't know. Somebody who's a doctor comment and tell me what I'm gonna need. Nitro pills. Probably have to borrow some from my dad. I don't know why this team has to continually do this to me, but here we are, and 20-4. So all the haters like Boiler Burner's been saying can fuck off. So we'll start that early.
Start early with the F-bombs. Yeah, man, I was really excited in the first half. I think most Purdue fans were like, damn, this is... And in the first half, we honestly didn't shoot well. We shot 5 for 19 from 3. We started off 4 for 8, so we missed 1 for our last 11 and still maintained and grew that lead through just absolute domination by Oscar Cluff and Kaufman-Renn on the boards. I mean, we'll get into them, but that's the story of this game. It's why Purdue won this game. I think my favorite part about the whole game, honestly, was just the energy, the diving on the floor, the connectedness. There was a few moments where we got lackluster, but that's going to happen in a 45-minute game in this case. But, I mean, I just thought that the effort, especially to start the game and from the bigs, Trey and Oscar were just absolutely relentless. Braden was diving on the floor. Benter was diving on the floor. Fletcher dove on the floor. I mean, and you could just tell
Fletcher fell down.
Well,
getting screened.
It's a fall dive. It's like when you're going off the diving board and you're scared and you just kind of fall over the edge. But anyway, like it was just one of those games where I thought you could see it on Braden and Fletcher and even Trey, like they were getting pumped. Like that was a positive energy game. Did we, pee down our leg toward the end there? Yeah, but I've never played in a stadium that's anything like that. I'm sure no one listening to this probably has either. That can't be easy when it starts going there. I mean, they hit a couple threes in a row and got that lead down to like 13. and it just went nuts in that place. And you can say what you want about these guys should know better, but there's like maybe 3 games an entire season that get like that against Purdue. And when they lost to Nebraska a few years ago and stuff, this is a different environment. I mean, this is crazy. It's bedlam in there. And to be honest, like as bad as it was to get that game into overtime and to lose that lead, the fact that Purdue got up 5 in the overtime period and then came back and were down with a minute left in overtime and still won that game says something about them, because in a game where you shoot under 30% from 3 on extremely high volume, in a game where your CJ, Braden, and Fletcher go a combined, I believe it was like, what was the math on it? Like 15 for 36 or something. Like it might even not have been that good.
No,
12 for
they
36.
were 10 for 36.
10 for 36 from 3 from those 3 guys. When in a game where you you miss multiple free throws down the stretch from what more do you want outside of asking for maybe Jakar, your best free throw shooters? I just like to resolve the fight. I liked what I saw. There was a clip in the locker room after. They were excited. I think a lot of the fan base was mad. And I'm like, why are you? Like, if I told you before this game started, Purdue wins 80-77, you would have taken it. Every single fan on this, like, it's a road win against a top 10 team that doesn't lose at home. And me and you both picked them to lose this game, Purdue, that is. So I would have taken this before the game. I'm not going to sulk too much in the fact that they blew the lead. I don't think that was on Purdue as much as people are making it. I think Nebraska was just excellent down the stretch.
Yeah, honestly, like Cluff has another level when he wants to, and we saw a lot of that last night. Trey, was just pure effort play from him, which it hasn't been there, as much this year. But we saw that when Trey Kaufman-Renn wants to do something in a game, he's going to do it and do it well. And I think this is the attitude we need to carry throughout the rest of this year is like, fuck you, we're Purdue, like we're gonna beat your ass. Like, and I think that we played with an attitude last night that we haven't had. I don't know what happened. It's like it just seemed like we got kind of big-headed, I guess. Like, we were playing with the mindset of a preseason number 1, which everyone knows doesn't mean anything. Preseason number 1, you might as well just flush it down the toilet. It doesn't mean anything. So to see this team finally in February getting that attitude back, and I hope that we maintain it. It's like these next 5 games are going to be ball busters, and my heart's probably going to suffer from those as well. Hope we smack the dog shit out of IU. I'm sorry, my mouth is terrible, but man, this game
Risky today.
This game ran me ragged, bro. Like, if you look at my tweets, like it looks like I'm a bipolar person. Like,
I think that's all of the Purdue fan base.
I seriously almost went to a psychiatrist today because I'm like, I have to be somewhat undiagnosed bipolar, because I read back through them and it was like, oh, kicking the shit out of them, and then it's like, oh, what are we doing? And then it's like, oh God, like, I don't know. They did show a lot of fight, and I'm happy. I mean, oh God, I just wish we could blow every team out by 40. It would just be so much nicer.
It would be nice, but I think what we've learned is, like, you saw it last night by itself. Nebraska loses at home. Illinois loses at home to Wisconsin, the top dog beater, as I call it. They are the giant slayer. Iowa State loses to TCU on the road. UConn lost to St. John's last weekend. Illinois lost to somebody else. I mean, the North Carolina lost yesterday. So you had just yesterday 4 teams ahead of Purdue lose. Like, we're at that stage of the season where everybody's a little bit beat up, tired. It's tough stretch. This is where, as much as we've complained about senior leadership and those guys and maybe rotation being too deep, I know me and you have gone through that. Like, we're too deep at the rotational level. Well, this is a game where the stars and the starters all played a ton of minutes.
Yeah.
Cluff, CJ, Fletcher, Braden, TK, they all played a ton of minutes.
As they should.
And as they should, but that's just a big time game. That's the benefit of Purdue. they have a little bit more in the tank, I think, than a lot of teams at this stage. Like, you're watching Illinois play, and they're down 2 guys right now, and they just have nothing left at the end of games because they're so worn out. They just couldn't compete in overtime against Wisconsin. But my biggest thing in this game was just the big guys setting the tone. You know, in a game where we missed a shitload of shots. I mean, we missed 33 threes. For reference, the most Purdue had ever taken in a game as a team before this was 36. We almost missed that many. And yet we held our heads high. We kept shooting. I kept tweeting it, keep shooting, keep shooting. Because, and I'll get to this in a minute, almost like a lot of our misses, half of our missed threes were rebounded by us.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can say that that's a bad shooting night, but if you're continually getting the rebound, it's really not hurting you. It's actually breaking the back of the other team. You know, we say it when Purdue plays teams like this, like the worst thing that happens is when a team misses a three and they get the rebound and they hit a bucket. Like, it's like you got the stop, but you couldn't secure it. And now here we are. So I just love the energy. I love the effort. You know, I'm with you. I wish we could have just, you know, there was a point when we started that second half and it's like, boom, it's 22 points. And we're like, oh, this is done. The crowd was out of it. It's completely silent. And then Nebraska did what we all should have expected them to do, honestly. They got hot from 3. Nebraska's not going to change what they do. They're going to keep doing that. We got a little cold from 3, very cold for a stretch from 3. We kind of went away from some of the things that got us there, but not really as bad as I thought. When I watched this a second time, I was like, man, I thought it felt to me like we completely lost it. Outside of that stretch where we had like 3 straight turnovers in 5 possessions, we didn't really do anything that badly. We missed some wide open looks.
In
But
the first half, we fed down low a lot more, and
we
that's
did.
what built us out to that 14-1, 14-2, because Cluff and TKR were getting touches down low, and like I've said, I'm beating a dead horse. The rest of the season, inside out. Every time we murder people on inside out, and our shooters shoot way better. I didn't track any extra stats, but I'm telling you, like, the inside out play when Trey doesn't black hole the ball, like, we have to shoot like 70% off of that. It's when we just run a little action and then jack a 3, you know. And one thing I thought is, like, if we're going to live and die by the 3, then do it. Don't half-ass it like we have been. Like, oh, we're going to shoot 21 threes a game. No. If you're going to let them fly, let them fly. Don't play around. Like, because that does open up offensive rebounds, and if Cluff and TKR are playing the way that they are, which they're capable of every game, I don't know of 2 other bigs besides maybe Michigan that can hang with them. If you're gonna do it, do it. Don't play around with it. Shoot the 3. Like, it's not gonna be 13 for 46 every night. Like, one night that turns into 20, 21 made threes, you know? It's like, but at the same time, we've seen how that has treated Alabama this year. So it's a sketchy situation, and, you know, playing 2 bigs, you need post touches. I'm not saying they have to shoot or do anything, but Cluff and TKR have proven they're fantastic passers, and they can see over the defense to get those cross court passes, and then somebody's wide open. I'm talking wide open. So I just think that's something moving forward I'd like to see a little bit more of, is more of the inside out play throughout the game.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not, oh, yeah, there we go. That's beautiful. Perfect timing because I was right about to talk. That's just wonderful of you. Blake, you can give that one to the beeper. The I was gonna say I agree with you on the inside out thing, and it's not necessarily only the bigs, because there was a stretch where Jakari got a mid range that he got to go down in the paint. Benter got a touch in the paint and put it in. Braden got a couple like floater, whatever his little thing is called. So it wasn't. It's just about getting in there to make the defense collapse, and that opens up everything else. It also gets guys out of position in rotations. It does a lot of different things, and you're definitely right, because I tracked this too. In the first half, in the last 7 minutes and 48 seconds, we did not make a 3, yet we grew our lead. Okay, that is, to me, a testament of what we were doing in the first half being an all-around basketball game. We were getting to the line, we were making inside shots, we were getting Cluff the ball deep in the post, very deep in the post. We were playing a more team basketball. Now, I still believe part of that was because Braden sat a lot of that time with 2 fouls, so our offense got a little dry, we were taking forever. I still stand by the fact that I hate when Omer brings the ball up. He slows it down way too much. He did the old wave off in this game as well. Had the ball at 16 seconds. I went and rewatched it. 16 seconds, dribbled for 6, and then waved Trey off. And then he went in and he got blocked. So I don't think that's necessary. He needs to just be a spot up shooter. That's just, I think, where he is right now on this team and what his role is. But yeah,
I see CJ handling so well, and I'm like, why can't, when Braden sits, why can't CJ bring the ball up? Why do we have to force this thing that's not ever going to happen? Like, you're bringing in Luke Hertel next year. You have Antoine West, who can also handle. You have CJ next year. You don't need Omer Mayer to be a 1. Like, we don't need it.
correct.
And every person I've seen that we're recruiting is a 6'2" point guard. So, like, I've seen like 7 of them. Like, Purdue offered, like, I'm like, how many point guards do we need? But I'm saying, Omer, I don't understand. Like, just put him at the 2. Give him Fletcher minutes, bring Jakari or Jack in at the 3. Like, and that's where the rotation could tighten up. And I'm not saying like either one of those guys did badly last night. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Maybe they split their minutes because obviously, like, we need CJ. He creates, he can handle. He's another, he's a defensive animal. We saw his face last night. Obviously, he'll fight. But CJ had the least of the starter minutes, and I don't see why.
Yeah, I agree. I think he had 30 minutes. I think that's a good number. I'm not mad about that. It's been like a 23-17 split, and I'm happy with the 30. I do think, for my money, I would have preferred to see 24 minutes of Benter and take a couple minutes from Jakari and Omer, just personally. Jakari, to me, is like the guy you bring in at the end of the game because he never misses a free throw, and he can play lockdown defense. But and to be fair, in a 45-minute game, in this game, Jakari and Omer didn't play a lot. Daniel didn't play a lot. We really rode 6 guys, and really it was 5. Benter gets almost 19 minutes, but everyone else plays 30 plus. So I wasn't mad about the rotations, and a lot of people were really mad, and we'll hit on this obviously when we get to the kind of end game here, but a lot of people were mad that we went small and they thought that, going small killed us. Well, a couple, like, that was at the very end, when they went on that crazy run. And to me, like, first off, you could visibly tell that Oscar Cluff was out of it. Like, he was gassed, bro. And I don't blame him. The dude was working his butt off. But I thought Benter, and I rewatched it again to double check, I thought he was great in that time. Now, he ends up a bad plus minus, but that's not on him. You had, in that time frame, you had Fletcher, CJ, and Braden all missing threes and free throws. Yeah, that's not on Benter. Benter had made all the right plays. So sometimes plus minus can be deceiving in that way. And I think this is one of those times that, it was deceiving, because you can also see Jacobson was a +1, and those were the worst 5 minutes I think I've ever seen somebody play. He turned the ball over. He got burned defensively. He fouled Mass for an and 1. It was a lot bad there, but all in all, did you have any qualms with, like, some of Painter's move? Because I thought he did a great job, honestly, most of this game.
I think the only thing that I would critique is not calling a timeout again when someone's just ripping you apart for a time. Like, whether to slow it down or not, something, like, get your team, get them huddled, get them refocused, figure out who needs to be on the floor. Like, and he does that. I'm not a college coach, obviously, as I've said 1,000 times this year. Like, but if my team is just reeling and the other team's hot, I'm calling a timeout, and we're gonna talk about it at least. Like, what the hell are we doing right now? Like, you guys have been so good this game. I don't understand, what's going on. Draw something up or realign the defense, get the guys a blow, because obviously people are going to get tired in a game like this. Nebraska plays a pretty quick pace. I mean, they get it up the floor. I mean, it's obviously not the fastest pace, but they move the ball and they get you in rotation. So you're always chasing somebody on defense. It's tiring, but that's my only qualm. Minute splits were good. I just don't think DJ's ready for this kind of game. Mass is a beast of a 5. I don't foresee without foul trouble DJ getting a lot of minutes over the next 5 games. I think Ademara will absolutely wipe the floor with him. And the first IU game wasn't great for him. It's just the matchups, he's just got to get stronger. He had a couple of good plays, last night, but you go in for 5 minutes and have 0 rebounds. You're 7-3, bub. Come on.
Yeah. I just thought, I think DJ's, he needs to get stronger, clearly, but it's his lateral and vertical quickness. He is not quick at all defensively and offensively. So the one thing I loved about this game when Braden was in specifically was Purdue was playing at a high pace. We were going and going and going and shooting and shooting and shooting. And DJ just could not keep up when he was in the game. And then by the time he got back on defense, he was out of position already. And it just looked bad, but he's got to get quicker. He can't guard outside. He can't guard really inside. When Mass would get the ball inside, go right around him. And then he doesn't know how to defend with his arms up. So when the guy gets around him, it's a foul every single time. That's the scout on him. If you can get by him, it's a foul. He's going to foul you from behind. Just jump back into him. It's a foul. So I mean, that to me was a kind of a backbreaker here. Let's go to that. What do I want to do here?
Just run us through your stats real quick.
I'll hit a couple things. I tracked just a couple things here. We were up 14 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. If that has any context to how the hell did this game go into overtime, I'm going to try to give you some. So in that last 2 minutes and 40 seconds, when Purdue's up 14, Nebraska gets the ball. At this point, Rank Mask is about to go to the free throw line. Okay, he's going to hit both free throws, so it's going to go down to 12 pretty quickly. Now, from there, in this 2 minute and 40 second stretch, Purdue goes 0 for 3 from threes, all completely wide open. The 3 shooters were Braden, CJ, and Fletcher. Okay, all 3 missed wide open threes. We went 1 for 5 from the line, including a front end that was missed. So essentially 1 for 6, in my opinion, because you had a chance at a 6th. Those free throws were shot by Braden, Fletcher, and CJ. Okay, so if you had to pick 3 guys to shoot your threes and free throws down the stretch, those are the guys you're probably picking.
Not me.
They go from 3 3-point shots that were wide open and 6 free throws, they get 1 point. Okay, 1 point. Nebraska in that exact same time frame goes 2 for 3 from 3 on very contested threes and 3 for 5 from the line. They also had 3 offensive rebounds on their misses in that time frame. So that was the collapse to me. It wasn't when they cut it from 22 to 5. It was that last 2 minutes and 40 seconds, because this is really what bothered me, what I was so worked up about in this game. And I checked these. In that last 2 minutes and 40 seconds, we had a Braden Smith 3 with 13 seconds left on the shot clock. We had a CJ 3 with 18 seconds left on the shot clock. We had a Fletcher 3 with 13 seconds left on the shot clock. None of those went in, and that's a total of 44 seconds so a third of what the time that was left was that we left on the shot clock shooting up wide open threes. You want to know why they're wide open? Because that's what they want. If you're going to make that 3, the game's over. But guess what? If you are willing to take a shot that early in the clock with that little time left, the defense is like, hell yeah, you're giving us a chance at least. To me, that was the biggest failure of the game.
There's a chance.
That was the biggest failure of the game to me, was that 44 seconds that was wasted. We could have literally stood there and dribbled the ball out in those 3 attempts. And one of them was even worse, because the Braden Smith miss with 13 seconds left was offensive rebounded. And then immediately Now when you get an offensive rebound, the clock only resets to 20 seconds. Within 3 seconds of that offensive rebound, CJ puts up another 3. We wasted 30 seconds in that stretch. And in that stretch, I believe at that time there was 1 minute and 40 seconds left. That could have been 1 minute and 10. To me, that is just not being heady, not being smart. Making bad decisions is what that is. That's also part of not having a timeout left, because we challenged a bad challenge. The Painter never makes a challenge. Now, I don't hate it because you got to take a risk there. But to me, those are just bad decisions. Braden should never have let that happen. He threw the pass to CJ that CJ shot that 3. Like, why are you not just holding the ball for 15 seconds? Thought those were just poor decisions. And then, sorry I'm getting long-winded here, but I just wanted to go through these numbers. With 1 minute and 7 seconds left, just from that time on, these are the things that happened from Purdue's standpoint. You had a live ball or a turnover on Benter. Okay. Bad, just terrible pass. A lost challenge that lost you your final timeout.
Benter got fouled.
He did get fouled. Doesn't matter. You gotta, it doesn't matter. The game is the game. We missed a front end of a 1-and-1 with Braden Smith. Fletcher went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. CJ went 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And then my most hated thing with 30 seconds left, we allow Nebraska to roll the ball up the court, get it almost all the way to the 3-point line, 1 pass 3. They took 3 seconds off the clock from full court to get a wide open 3. To me, that is like how Painter is not screaming, "Get the fuck up there." I have no idea. Like, that is elementary school basketball. Like, if a team is down, you have to soft press. You cannot let them just roll it. That roll got 8 feet past the half court line without anybody getting near it. Like, to me, that is like these little things. And guess what? They hit a 3, they get it down to 2, and next thing you know, it's an overtime. But the problem is they hit with 1 minute 7 left. We're up 7 points. In that time frame, we shoot 5 free throws. I kept saying to you, we only got to get to 70. We had 67 points. We had 67 points with 1 minute and 24 seconds left.
Yeah.
And we couldn't score 3 points on 6 free throws. To me, that's insane. That's the story of this game. If you want to talk about collapses, let's not talk about the 22-point collapse. Let's talk about the 14-point collapse in 2 minutes. Because to me, that was the bad decision making. That was the bad shot taking. Makes and misses happen. These guys aren't trying to miss free throws. I get that. But the clock management was terrible on every level, from Braden to Painter to every other player on this team. The clock management was just god awful. Hey, do you have any thoughts on any of that? Sorry, I went for a while there.
No, I don't have any thoughts on that. It's coaching again. All of it is purely coaching.
Outside the free throws being missed, that's on the players.
Well, like 2 seniors missing free throws at the end of games who are supposed to, quote unquote, the best shooters, some of the best shooters we've had at Purdue. It's a lack of focus. That's all it is. Like with Trey, missed free throws, it's a lack of focus. It's like a mindset thing at this point. It's like, I know Trey didn't miss any at the end, and he's catching a stray here, but
yeah, I was like, damn, what did Trey do, bro?
Well, I mean, it's just he was 0 of 1. Guess what? That's a point. If Cluff doesn't do that at the end, guess how much we lose by? 1.
Well, and Cluff also missed a free throw at the end. I didn't even
That's
put
what
that
I'm saying
in there.
is like, you guys are seniors. Cluff's 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Like, slow down. You have what, 10 seconds? Use it. Like, make the ref count. Like, I don't care. Yeah, and the clock management, that is purely coaching. I don't care what the players are doing out there. If you have good control of your team, they're not doing that. Because after the first one, somebody shoots with 17 seconds left on the shot clock. Somebody's getting their head ripped off. Like that, like you just can't be so cool with your guys all the time. It's like you can have that relationship, but you'll see Izzo, man, or Bill Self. Like, yeah, they're cool with their players. Calipari. But when they need to, they're in that ass. And I just think Painter lacks that, man. It's like, I heard him yell in the first half. It was cool. It was like the first time all year that I've heard him over the broadcast. And I was stoked. And I was like, yeah, maybe we are back. And then just some stupid shit like that happens. I'm like, come on. What?
Yeah. I
This
blame
team made a
Painter.
natty. Yeah.
I blame Painter for that management, but I also blame
Yeah.
Braden. Braden shot the first three with 13 seconds left. He made the pass to the second three to a wide open CJ. What's CJ going to do? I mean, he's a sophomore. That's a bad pass. It's a bad pass. You should hold that ball until there's 6 seconds left and go ISO and either make a bucket or make a play. And then he made the pass to Fletcher for the other one. So
in the
Braden's got
moment,
to be smarter.
You can't put that on a player though. In that moment, you've already played 40 minutes, dude. He's cooked. And mentally he may be cooked as well. Like that's the point where the coach has to step in.
Oh,
somebody,
yeah. No,
PJ,
I'm not saying it's only Braden.
Anybody. Brantley, say something. Like
somebody's got to be screaming.
We are not shooting till 4 seconds left on the shot clock.
100%.
And then like I don't care what the shot is, like wait. We could have ran that halfway out, and like you said, that is coaching to not soft press. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just send CJ down like we normally do.
Right.
Like that was what was weird to me is like we do this all the time. PJ shadowed players when he played, you know, every point guard No Gel Eastern shadowed players all the way down the floor, and then all of a sudden, we don't now.
We don't, yeah.
Like the one play we need to, we don't. I don't know, man.
That's always been my big complaint with Purdue is like when they get a lead, we've always said this about them. My dad, this is his most hated thing in the world. Purdue plays to not lose.
Yeah.
And letting a team do that, and even if you watched like a lot of their comeback when they did come back from the 22 points down to 5 wasn't just threes. Like I said, they made 3 3-pointers in that time frame. What happened, or in the final 3 minutes, what happened was we were so not trying to lose that we're only guarding the 3-point line. They got like 4 or 5 backdoor wide open layups.
Yeah.
Because
Marcus Lawrence got one.
Yeah, Mast got an and like it was just a matter of like Purdue is so they're just playing scared. It's weird when you're dominating a team like Purdue was to then go into this shell mode where you're a turtle and you've retracted into your shell and you're like, we're just going to hope time runs out. Well, that's not how basketball works. Like you have to force the time to run out.
Anything can happen. Like
exactly.
Kevin Garnett said, anything is possible.
Let's go into players. I'll give a break from my monologue. I got some pretty interesting stuff on the 3-point shots because I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter, but we'll get to that in a bit. I don't want to talk again for very long here. I just want to give my voice a slight break. Let's go to the stats of the game here. Let's get this layout correct. All right, so we'll start off with Braden. One thing I thought was crazy with Braden is this game ended, and I went and looked at stats, and I'm like, oh, shit. He damn near backdoored a triple-double, and no one even knew it was happening. Finishes with 13, 10, and 8. Or sorry, was that correct? Yeah. 13, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds. Also throws in 2 steals, only 1 turnover. He also had a block. A pretty incredible stat line for a not a very good shooting night, and then missing. It's weird that whole missed free throw at the end almost overshadowed the entire game that he played. Because I thought he was actually awesome. Imagine if we didn't go 13 for 46 from 3, how many assists he would have had.
Right.
This could have been like a 20 assist game, just shooting our average. So, what did you think of Braden in this game?
It was a dominant game for him. I mean, he just made the right plays. When I saw a couple of times when we really needed a bucket, he just went and got one. I was really excited when he started out firing from 3, but that cooled off quite a bit. Like he started out I think he made 2 within like 5 minutes probably in the first half.
He had shot 4 threes 4 minutes into the game.
Right. And
he had made 2 of those.
Yeah, I mean, just came out hot, swinging, which is what we need to do. And he set the pace, allowed us to get out to that lead. Yeah, I just think it's a real shame that his teammates are going to be the reason he doesn't break the NCAA record this year. So
It's a
it's
fact.
a good game.
Yeah, not a great shooting night. His midi was a little off. They didn't look bad. They just were a little off on a couple
Legs.
of those. He only goes 2 for 6 from 2, which is not very good for him. He's shooting like 63% from 2 on the season, so little off there. But yeah, I think legs played a part in it. I mean, he was busting his ass this whole game. I thought his defensive effort was excellent.
Yep.
Thought he just was everywhere, but never. This is like the first game that I never really caught him sagging too far off, where he got in a
wasn't
really bad
shooting
spot.
too far away because I think against Nebraska, you can't. He knew you can't leave your guy, anybody on that team. So,
and I think Purdue as a whole was pretty good, damn good defensively, to be honest. Especially in the first half. I mean, it was locked tight. They couldn't get a shot up.
yeah,
Saw
but
a
they
lot
got
of
us,
pump
got
fakes
us
from
in,
them.
got us in rotation heavy in the second half. Man, they were moving the rock.
Yeah, I think, dude, Oscar was so active and so dominant that first half. I just think that guy kind of ran out of a little bit of gas there. That's why he had to come out for that stretch. But yeah, I think Braden, one of my favorite Braden games ever, honestly. Not as even his stat line, which was incredible, 13, 10, and 8 with 2 steals and a block and only 1 turnover is insane. It's become normal for us. Like, this feels like almost a retro Braden game where he almost hits a triple-double. Like, it used to happen way more often because he hasn't rebounded as much this year. But I just loved his energy from defense to getting pumped up. He did his little flex thing about 14 times. He held the shot after that 1-3 he made early. Just loved his energy. They were chirping at him this entire game, and I'm sure that happens to him every game. That's got to be, for him, probably really fun. For everyone else, probably would suck. But Braden probably really loves it. But really loved what I saw from him. Let's go. Anything else on Braden?
No, sir.
Let's roll to Fletch. A lot of Fletch haters in this game because of his shooting splits. You shoot 17 threes, you make 4. We don't even have to talk about the IG post after with Nebraska's all-star volleyball player in a Fletcher
Good
lawyer
for
shirt.
him. Good for him.
Way to go, Fletch. The
Maybe
dude
he's gay.
has.
He was wearing a Dennis Rodman shirt. She likes him. He likes Dennis Rodman. Maybe that's.
It's because they're both blondes. Yeah, no, I thought Fletcher, make or miss, it's a make or miss game. I get that. But I thought he was great. Outside of like 2 really bad defensive possessions, I thought he was great everywhere. I thought he moved the ball well. He obviously made the game-winning play to get the ball to Oscar. That's not as easy as it looks to.
I was like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
I think everybody freaked out when Braden gave him the ball.
Well, I was just like, where are you going? You're going to get blocked or fouled or killed or something. I don't know. And then
I was 100% sure a flop was coming.
Yeah, one of those crazy, like, under the arm shots where he goes under somebody. I was like, no.
Yeah, I hated that. But I actually, super credit to Fletch. He made a great pass, hard pass. And I just thought he made a lot of winning plays.
I don't think you're gay, Fletch. If you watch this, game respects game, Chief.
But I bet Fletch
it was just because
more tail than anybody on this team.
You didn't have her shirt on, and you had Dennis Rodman on your shirt. That's the only reason I said that.
Yeah, and any Nebraska fans listening, your star volleyball player, which is, by the way, Nebraska's best sport, was wearing our player's T-shirt. And he shot 17 threes against you.
Yeah, it wasn't a Rink Mash shirt because he's ugly.
Yeah, it wasn't a Fred Hoiberg or whatever his son's name
is.
Sammy Hoiberg. Fred and Sammy. What is this, freaking Flintstones?
That is.
Anyway, no, I really like Nebraska. I think everything we said about them in the preview about how great they are and what they do came true in this game. In the second half, you saw who they are. This is a good team. But what did you think of Fletcher? I mean, people are losing their shit that he went 4 for 17 from 3. I have some information on the threes that he took, and I'll go through those in a little bit. But what are your thoughts on him?
I mean, I don't care. Shoot. That's what you're on the floor for. He's not going to go 4 for 17 very often. And a lot of people were saying he only scores against like bad teams, that's not true either. You can shove that narrative so far up your ass. Like Fletcher, he has a nickname amongst real Purdue fans called Big Game Fletch, and that is because this man let a lot of people say Edey led us to a Final Four, but Fletch got really hot in that tournament that year, and I have a feeling it'll be back. Just good to see him letting it fly, dude. Let it fly. Three assists, 3 defensive rebounds, a steal. Cool. Don't stop shooting ever.
Yeah, and let me give you some context. In his last 2 games before this, he was 10 for 14. So if you do math here, he's 14 for 31 in those 3 games. That's still very good.
Yeah.
That's very good on over 10 attempts a game. He's shooting, over 40%. So Fletcher, to me, he shot 5 threes in overtime, and I believe might have missed all 5, if I'm correct. Maybe he made 1. So, like, the 17 seems like a lot, but I think he was the only guy with legs to put a shot up late in the game. And I don't know if a lot of people, he played 40 minutes and put up 17 threes. That's hard. That's just hard to physically do. Like, that's the second most ever by a Purdue player outside of Carson in that Virginia game. And Carson, by the way, we lost that game. So
Carson also is built a little different,
Yeah.
bro. I think he squatted like 800 pounds. So
Carson's a bit of a psycho, but
yeah.
Fletcher rebounds has been here for a few games now. He got 3 rebounds in this game. Draws 4 fouls while committing 0. That's not a Fletcher stat. I've never seen one. 3 assists, only 1 turnover, had a steal. I wanted to mention real quick, Purdue had 8 steals in this game. If you guys remember on the preview, Nebraska is the number 1 team in the country at steal turnovers. Like, they do not commit turnovers on steals. For Purdue to get 8 is pretty incredible. I would guess that's got to be the most of the year against Nebraska, or maybe second most. Pretty incredible. Thought Fletcher was actually great in this game. I was totally fine with the 17 threes. Give me 17 Fletcher threes every game, and Purdue ain't losing a whole lot, because most of those games he's going to make 7, 8, 9, 10 of those, and teams are going to really not like their life. I thought parts of this game, Nebraska was bad, like, to allow Fletcher to get as open as he was getting on some of these. People think, like, I one quick stat on what I'm going to talk about later, but, like, Fletch in this game only had, like, I say only, out of his 17 threes, only 7 were what I consider to be wide open, and then 3 were what I consider to be open. So 10 of his threes were open or wide open. He shot 7 contested threes in this game. That's probably too high of a number, because he went 0 for 7 on contested threes. And luckily enough, we got 4 offensive rebounds on those 7 contested threes, but I'm good with it. I'm good with Fletcher shooting the ball as much as he absolutely wants to. I think that's enough on Fletch. Let's go to CJ. Thought CJ did a lot of good things. Was not very good from the field, to be honest, 4 for 13, but he did hit those 2 massive threes that really stymied Nebraska from probably just pulling away with this in regulation. What were your thoughts on CJ in this game?
I like what he did. He puts the ball on the floor when he needs to now. He's not afraid to handle the rock. We need a secondary ball handler out there. I mean, you can say Fletch is, but I don't really want to see that a whole lot. I think CJ's strong with the ball. I think he usually makes good decisions. Only 1 turnover, so I like what I saw from him. And he can go get a midi basket, and if he's inside the arc, it's probably going in, to be honest with you. So I think he was let's see, he was 1 for 3 maybe in 2s.
Yep.
So yeah, good game from CJ. Not bad at all. 30 minutes. I think those need to keep going up. Just stick to the rotation. Those other guys can get breather minutes.
Yep. Thought CJ, the only thing, so CJ had maybe one of the most important moments of this game, and I'll see if you know what I'm talking about, and both good and bad. What do you think the 2 moments I'm talking about are?
I'm not sure. I know the one where he came down with it and got the tie up That's the one that's coming to mind.
So that
A lot of
happens.
yeah, a lot of the
Go ahead.
game was a blur for me, man. Like,
Yeah, rewatching it brought me actually way more clarity about this game. Like I was
yeah,
pretty mad to be honest, like everybody else, and then I rewatched it. I'm like, I don't know that we could have done anything to stop them from at least somewhat coming back in this game. They were going to do it. Um, CJ got the rebound that led to the game-winning basket.
okay,
Like if you remember in that possession, Fletcher, I believe it was Fletcher or Braden missed a three. CJ went up and got the rebound.
right,
And then the ball got kicked back to Braden. He gave it to Fletch. Fletch goes inside, passes it to Oscar. That rebound doesn't happen. We lose that game.
yeah,
That is a single moment. Now, on the other side, he missed 2 free throws in a row that would have sealed this game in regulation. So it goes both directions, I guess. In regulation, he cost us the game, and then in overtime, he won us the game. In the end,
fine,
I think that the more important play to me is the rebound because I don't expect him to miss free throws. I rewatched all of those free throws that we missed. None of them looked like we were tired. None of them looked bad. They just missed. And that, unfortunately, even for 80, like he's an 88% free throw shooter. Fletch is 88%. Braden 77%. Those guys still miss. Rarely would they all miss in a row, but they did. You know, shit happens. Basketball's a weird game. Still got to put the ball in the
really
hoop.
is.
Um,
Yeah,
but I thought his defense was incredible. You know, for most of this game, he kept Samford in check. Like you got to be in his grill, and Samford didn't get many shots up early. Like he couldn't even get the ball off. CJ was in his grill, so was Braden. So good job, CJ. Let's go to the big guys. Obviously the story of the game. We'll start off with Trey. I think I texted you, or maybe it was my dad at halftime, and said Trey Kaufman-Renn hasn't attempted a shot, and he is the MVP at the half.
right.
His
10
energy, he had
board.
9 rebounds at halftime, finishes with 19 rebounds. Holy crap. And he didn't even play 10 minutes this game. He could have had 25.
Yeah.
Dude, he was just going up, grabbing balls with one hand, and that's it. It's mine.
Mhm.
16 defensive rebounds. It was almost as if him and Cluff had a yin and yang agreement. Like Trey's like,
Right.
I'll get all the defense, you get all the offensive. Um, thought another great game from Trey. He's our highest plus minus. He does get a little bit of foul trouble, but he ends up fine. The only real qualm I have is he missed his only free throw and he shot maybe the least timely worst three I've ever seen a guy shoot. What are we doing shooting a corner three when
I
they're on a
mean,
run?
it was late shot clock, man. Honestly, if I was him, I'd have done the same thing to me. Like, I can't fault him on that. Like, nobody was doing anything. That was, I believe, when we had our less than stellar
Yeah.
bench lineup in the small line. I think he was at was he at the 5 then, or was Cluff on
Yes,
the
that was
floor?
when Benter was at the 4.
Yeah, no one was doing anything. So, you know what? Shooters shoot. So fine. Trey can do whatever he wants. He's an animal. I just when he's in that mindset, you're in danger every time. He's a beast. I mean, he's a huge guy. He just needs to play with that mindset every game. Like,
Yes.
he did black hole a couple times, black hole Trey. But you know, whatever. He was 3 for 5. So just yeah, great game, Trey. Honestly, no complaints. Just keep doing that.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for him all year has been to embrace this new role of you are the energy, you are the rebounder, you are the aggressor, you are the man that sets the tone. Um, we there's like teams still guard him as if he scores 20 a game. So he's not going to get 20 a game when that's the case. He's getting doubled every time.
Is there a
Uh,
real role for somebody to just be a Dennis Rodman? Because
yes,
that's what
Dennis
we need
Rodman.
from Trey. I'm saying, like, that's not a role. That's like, you're just out there to kill people and get rebounds. Like, and that's what Trey really needs to do. Like, I think the offense comes if he just keeps doing this. Like, I think we see 20-point a game Trey. But for now, like, We didn't need it last night. I mean, it would have helped, obviously, but we had Cluff cooking down on the block, so didn't really need as much scoring. Like, just kill people down there.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking, dude. Little murder on the block.
No, I 100% agree. Like Dennis Rodman's a perfect example. He was Dennis Rodman in this game, and that's probably, I think we've talked about it all year. That's what Purdue's been missing. That enforcer.
Yeah.
That Mason Gillis, I'm going to come take your lunch. It's mine. I own you. And he was
Yeah.
that in this game, and I was just massively, massively impressed with how he played. Scoring 6 points, and to me, as important as anybody else on the court.
Yep.
Just completely
No,
broke the backs
more
of,
important, dude.
yeah, probably the
Because he
most
was
important
pulling
player.
down defensive boards, not letting them get any offensive boards. They had 6 total offensive boards the whole game, and they're a 3-point shooting team. You know how many possessions Trey limited by being able to pull those down, and limiting those second shots with a 3-point shooting team. That's how you win a game.
Yeah. Their whole team had 6, and if you combine CJ Braden and Jack Benter, they had 7. That's what Trey was doing to the defensive glass. It was
And the stat line doesn't show how many that Trey opened up for other people or Oscar. It doesn't show that when they moved Rinked Mast out of the way or whatever the hell that goofy dude that kept trying to pump the crowd up with a -22 plus minus. Like that, you clear them out, you get your guards rebounds, and that honestly should be, I think they should give the bigs those rebounds.
Right, yeah. Yeah, like a half rebound,
Yeah,
or
you're
something
not.
like that.
Braden ain't getting that rebound without Trey moving somebody out the way. Like
It's like a sack in
that's
football. Like you get half a
that's
sack sometimes.
half a sack, half a rebound. Yeah, write it up,
Totally.
NCAA.
Yeah, fix it. Do it now. Listen to us. We know. Let's go to Oscar. Again, we talked about it. He looked winded at times. I think that's a good sign for me because that means Oscar's going. And he had 10 offensive rebounds. He drew 7 fouls and had 10 offensive rebounds, 14 total, 12 points, 2 assists, had 2 blocks, and one of them was nasty.
That was
that was
block
just
was
nasty.
hilarious, bro.
God.
I was like, what?
And Frager's got ups too.
I never seen Oscar get up like that.
That was nasty.
Yeah,
just owned him. That's your guy. What do you got to say about Oscar? He finally showed up for you. We asked, it's funny. We asked for a collective double-double. And the two big guys that played gave us 33 rebounds.
Fine. Give me that every day. If you guys don't score and you get 33 rebounds, then we probably won that game. Oscar's back. Oh man, it's just like something with people that don't play ball in America. They just like, they go off and on. Like, I need Oscar to stay on like this, man. And I know like it's different competition, obviously, but Rink Mass is not. He's an animal down low. I mean, he's a strong dude. I wouldn't want to have to ever guard him, even if I was 7 foot tall. But Oscar handled business, man. And he had people hanging all over him the whole game. He knocked down some clutch free throws, missed 3, but I don't know. We don't win this without Trey and Oscar's effort, like full-on effort. And if we see that in March, I think we go a long way.
Yeah, I think it's going to be big, even against against Iowa. Like, do we see this same group? Do we see the same
They
tandem?
lose.
They played.
They were losing.
I hope so. I'd hope to break their little backs again.
They were losing.
Yeah, I think that the two of them, the Bash brothers, as I'll start calling them if this continues, when they play like this, we're as good as anybody, especially if we hit shots. Imagine if we just shot our percentage.
Lost.
They lost. Who'd they play?
77-70 to Maryland.
Maryland? Yikes, that's painful. That's either really good or really bad for Purdue. I'm
That's
not sure
bad.
which.
That's bad for us, dude. McCollum is one of those coaches that
A little bit psycho.
practice probably not going to be fun after you lose.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I think that we'll see how these two guys follow this performance up. That's where I'll go. I think that was obviously awesome to see him. I think Oscar came out in this game and it felt like for the first 3 minutes, all he did was get offensive rebound. Like every time we missed, it was his ball. And that just destroys that's what happened. That's why we went on that crazy run to start. Like that destroys the other team mentally.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
shit, we can't get anything.
Well, you just got to play defense all over again, dude. It cooks you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You
like one
finally
of
get
those
a miss
triangle
and-
drills where you got to get the ball back and you got to guard 3 guys with 2 guys, and you're in the middle of the triangle, dude. And I've never been that tired in my entire life since before or ever again. Probably not as tired as when you just have to constantly defend.
Yeah.
And then it works into your offense because you're just dead when you get back down. You don't want to run as hard off screens. You don't want to set screens. You don't want to do anything. Like, it kills you.
For sure. I mean, I was at Jameson's basketball practice yesterday, and the coach is like, "Hey, we're gonna run 3-on-2 rotation drills defensively," and I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'll be on offense." He's like, "Me and the Derek are on defense. Like the coaches are on defense." And I'm like, "So we can show you guys how to rotate, and you just pass it back and forth as fast as possible." And I'm like, "Are you okay? Whatever." I thought this was gonna last a couple minutes, then they'd switch. No, he switched himself out. But yet I have to keep staying on defense. So for about 20 straight minutes, I'm rotating, and I have to be the example. So I can't like slack off. I'm in position. My hands are up. I got the finger guns. I'm Edie out there. And next thing you know, I get done, and the Purdue game's about to start. This practice ended at 7. So it's like 6:59. We get done. I get in my truck, and I finally get a second to think to myself, and I'm like, I am sweating balls right now. Like that was miserable. I was wearing freaking slacks and a hoodie. Like I was drenched, dude. Anyway, the point is, it's a lot of work to play defense and rebound like these guys were doing. So good for them.
Sponsored by Camel.
Yeah, sponsored by Camel Lights, and Rogue. And this is Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
That's the everyday. Let's go real quick to these last few guys. I think the last guy I really want to hit on, and we can kind of briefly touch on the last few, but Jack Benner. A lot of people were complaining about plus minus, or that they went on that run when he came in the game. Again, I thought he was excellent. 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds. Guess what? Made both of his free throws. Everyone should love Jack Benner. Made both of his free throws, hit a 3 in a very important time. Gets 2 steals as well. Thought it was a great game from him personally. I thought he was in all the right. He had that one play where he grabbed the ball and called timeout before falling out of bounds. Huge moment of the game. What did you think of Jack?
Jack made the hustle plays. His plus minus is bull crap. He got put in with doo-doo lineups. If he plays with the starters, he's probably a +8. Jack does the right things. Jack does all the things you want somebody to do. He plays hard. He hustles. And he's not vocal, so he listens. You can see that he is taking everything in that everyone is telling him, and he's putting it to use. And he's also not afraid to shoot the ball. Like,
correct.
We have a lot of guys that a lot of guys are. I feel like it's a hesitation. He doesn't have that yet, and I hope he never loses that. Like, yeah, there's going to be a time when Jack Benner shoots a 3, and it might cost us a game at some point, because that trigger is so quick and he does not think about it. But at the same time, that's going to win us a lot of games here in the next few years as well. A lot more than probably we lose. The future's bright for Jack Benner. He will be I hope we build around him. I hope he's the centerpiece of this team moving forward. Him and CJ are going to be trouble for a lot of people.
Yep. Love Benner. I saw somebody on Twitter say, please, Purdue, build around Jack Benner for the next 3 years. And
yeah, that's what I was referencing. I didn't know who said it, or I would give you credit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't remember either, but I think that his potential is limited. I think and people might call me crazy, I think by junior year, Jack Benner, if everything goes his way, could be in the NBA draft, mock drafts. He just does so many things right. He can shoot it from 12 feet behind the line. He's athletic, way more athletic than people think. Great decision maker, great rebounder. Also, I want to remind everybody just real quick while I'm watching my TV, college basketball is hard. UConn is currently up 6 against 13-11 Butler, and Michigan is down 7 to 10-14 Northwestern. Just a reminder that this is hard. Okay, it's hard to win. Going on the road and beating Nebraska is a huge deal. All right, let's last three guys here. I'll put them all together and just say what you want to say about them. Daniel Jacobson plays 5 minutes, doesn't do basically anything. Does make a dunk, I believe, on a lob that was pretty fun. Braden got pretty hyped about that. Jakari plays 14 minutes, goes 2 for 4, 1 for 3 from 3. Did make those 2 huge free throws down the stretch. I want him shooting free throws always. That's my number one guy on this team to shoot. People say Fletch. No, give me Jakari all day long. Guy has ice in his veins. And Omer 1 for 4, 1 for 3 from the 3-point line. Had 2 rebounds. Just didn't love what I saw from him. Not that he was bad. I did like that when he missed that 3, we got the offensive rebound and he put another one right back up and made it. That's confidence. That's what I want to see from my role players. And that's a big thing in this game for me was all the role players that came in and played, including CJ, none of them looked shook. Like they all were ready to shoot at all times. And that's something that if anyone, I'm sure everyone remembers the FDU game that drove everyone crazy is nobody wanted to shoot the ball. I don't think we have that problem on this team. I think everybody wants to shoot the ball. So What were your thoughts on any of these role players? Do you have anything specific to talk about on any of them?
Great minutes from Jakari when he came in off the bench. You know, the shots don't always fall, but he got 1 3. He made it 2. He's just a great defender, a strong-bodied defender. And the other 2, that's what I thought of them. Like, I know they're young, whatever. I just don't think the Nebraska game's a time to learn. We watched Omer get lost in rotation a couple of times. DJ just got ate up on the block. Like I saw a guy do a spin move on him, and he was like, like a meme almost. It was like, huh? Like dude was already by him, then he turns around and just bashes him. Like
it made that whoop sound.
Yeah, it did. It sounded like a washing machine or something, dude. But yeah, I don't think it's time to learn right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's time to take chances in rotation, like especially the next 5. Like get out of that, maybe like Ohio State, I don't know. But just right now, if they're not needed, absolutely because of foul troublers, I just cut those minutes, cut them. Like give Benter more minutes. He plays 3 positions. Omer can maybe fill in. I just don't see him at the 1. I don't know what Painter sees. He just does the same thing every time, turns his back, the offense stagnates, and then he goes and puts up a shot. So,
Yep.
I do see the future for them, and I'm not hating on them at all, but at this point, we're such a veteran-led team that your time to learn is at practice. And we have such big games coming up that could shape the outcome of the season. I just don't think it's time for you, and you will get exposed because people see that.
Yeah, there's a reason like the future is now is just a saying. Like the future is next year or the year after, like for a lot of these guys. And like you said, Omer, not only does he stagnate a half-court offense, like there was a stretch last night of about three or four possessions in a 5 or 6 possession span where we could have broke, and he would get all the way down in a fast break situation and then stop. He never wants to make the pass, or just go to the rim, whatever it is. And like I said, to me, he's a spot up shooter right now. He's a backup shooting guard who comes in, who gets you his little spark scoring for 8 to 10 minutes a game, and that's it. DJ, he can't play more than 10 minutes in a game. That's just where I'm at with him. I don't care unless it's a like really bad team. and I don't think we have a lot of those left. So he's got to fill in a little bit. He's got to at least be able to come in and spell, maybe 3 to 4 minutes a half.
Right.
But I don't, and there'll be games and matchups that he's better in, but I just don't see it. I just not yet. He ain't there yet. He's not fast enough. He's not strong enough. He would be great at a mid-major level, I think, right now. He just can't, and that's why he's done so well against those kind of teams. But yeah, overall, thought the bench was okay. Didn't think they were great. But the starters carried this game, and that's what the starters are going to have to do. I'm going to stop sharing this screen for now. I did want to hit just quickly. Purdue, crazy enough, lost points in the paint. They were dominating that in the first half. Ended up losing that because we completely went away from it. I was looking. We made 4 twos in the second half and overtime. We made 11 in the first half. So to your point, when things went south, it's because we stopped going inside the paint. And that seems to be a theme with Purdue. We did kill them on the second chance points, obviously. The benches were pretty close to even. Tale of two halves, though. Purdue wins the first half 40-24. Nebraska wins the second half 44-28. I mean, I thought Purdue was a national title contender in the first half, and Nebraska was a national title contender in the second half. And that's just the way it went. And when you run into that, that's what's going to happen. But Purdue wins the game. Funny enough, Purdue leads 41 minutes and 47 seconds out of this game. Nebraska leads a minute 25. And this game went into overtime, and they almost won it in overtime, crazy enough. Purdue had a lead of 22. Nebraska's biggest lead was 2. And there was only 2 lead changes in this entire game. Kind of crazy. All right, real quick, if you guys are still here, I was going to do this at the beginning because I have an ego and I wanted everyone to hear it. But I wanted to wait till the end because if you've made it this far, you're a real one, and you probably will at least appreciate this. If not, think it's interesting. So I tracked every single one of the 46 threes that Purdue shot in this game. Okay. I tracked a couple things. I tracked whether I thought it was wide open, contested, or just heavily contested or bad. I tracked, obviously, if they went in or not. And I tracked, did we get the rebound if we missed it? So I did the rebound thing because my whole point all year has been Purdue needs to shoot more threes. Not just because they matter, they make more points, but because you're highly more likely to get rebounds off missed threes. And that leads to second chance buckets, sometimes easy layups, sometimes kick out threes. It leads to a lot of things that could potentially be good. It also extends the amount of possessions that you have. And I think we have a good shooting team. I think we had a pretty rough shooting night. But when you look at these numbers, I don't think it's as bad as what people think. Because all I heard was Purdue can't make wide open threes. And I heard it a lot from myself. I kept saying that. Why can't we hit the wide open ones? Why can't we hit the open threes? Well, turns out after I looked back and watched this game, we do make the open threes. Not every single one, because nobody does. We really, really suck at bad shots and contested threes. So just as a total team, on wide open threes, I'm talking nobody within the vicinity. You could take 3 seconds to shoot it. You're still going to be open. We went 7 of 18. Okay. About 40%. Not bad. On open threes where nobody's there, but you got to get it up. We go 5 for 11, almost 50% from 3. On contested threes, where I consider contested to be a guy is there. He's not right in your grill, like you're not shooting off balance, but he's there. We go 1 for 12 on contested threes. We go 0 for 4 on what I consider bad threes or heavily contested threes. So put the numbers together. We go 12 for 29 on open threes. That's 41.4%. That's a good shoot. That's good. That's what you're supposed to do on open threes. You're supposed to shoot above 40% as a team. On contested or bad shots, we went 1 for 16, 4%. So the problem really isn't that Purdue can't make open threes. It's that Purdue shoots probably too many contested threes that could maybe one more pass could be an open three, or you just don't shoot it and you get a better shot. And these, I'm not talking, the only ones that I didn't consider it bad if it was like late shot clock. And to be fair, I tracked that too. We only took 3, what I consider to be must take shots in this game. Like there's 3 seconds left on the shot clock. It's got to go up. Now, one of those 3 was what I was in the wide open category. Okay. So you can make all the excuses you want. The fact is we took too many bad shots. Like, we shot 46 threes. If we don't take 16 bad ones, we still shoot 30 threes, 29 threes, whatever it was. And we shoot 41% and we win this game by a mile because those other 16 we shouldn't have taken probably are post-ups, mid-range buckets. Okay. Now,
Right.
I say that to also say this. I tracked how many of these we got rebounds on, offensive rebounds. So we were 13 for 46 from the field, which is what, 28%? 16 of those misses were rebounded, which makes it 29 of 46 or 13 of 30, which is obviously a significantly better. That's like 42, 43%. If you count the fact that really they weren't misses, they were just essentially passes to somebody else on the team. That's kind of how I think about it. This is my point on we should shoot more threes as a team. I don't think we need to shoot 46, but I think we could shoot 30 a game and be in pretty good shape as long as they're mostly good. If 22 of them are good shots and only 8 of them are contested, you're going to take some. I think we're in good shape. Now, individually, I broke this down a little bit as well. The biggest problem on this team is Fletcher taking contested threes. On wide open and open threes, he was 4 for 10, 40%. On contested threes, and he shot 0 of what I consider bad or highly contested threes. He did get fouled on one, and I removed one, so my numbers are off slightly. I removed the one where he clearly got fouled and airballed it because I don't think that that's fair for the numbers. But he shot 0 for 7 on contested threes. And none of these were what I considered in this game to be heavily contested or bad shots. So he goes 4 for 17. Now, weirdly enough, on his 17 shots, we got 6 offensive rebounds. So if you take those away, he shot 4 for 11. And I know that's weird, like, funky gymnastic math, but to me, that's how it works out. Like, if we get the rebound, it's a miss still, of course, but we didn't lose that possession.
Right. It's an
Braden,
extra possession.
Yeah, it's still a net. It's a net 0. Like, we got the ball back, so if anything, we just wasted more time off the clock. Braden, 2 for 3 on wide open threes. Now, Braden's problem is he takes too many heavily contested threes. He was 0 for 2 on heavily contested threes. Probably didn't need those. And they were actually both pretty bad threes. Like, for instance, in the whole game, we only shot 4 of those out of 46. Braden shot 2 of them. So maybe don't shoot those ones. If he doesn't shoot those, he's 3 for 7. Everybody's like, that's good shooting. That's fine. We're happy with that. Oh my goodness. You're getting me to the time frame. Sorry. I'm almost done here. Just let me run through this last part. I think somebody out there will appreciate this. If you all think I'm a crazy psychopath, I am, and I'm sorry. I won't do this for every
These
game.
are good stats. You should get paid for this.
Braden in this
Super
game
chat.
goes, super chat. Braden goes 3 for 9, but 4 of his misses were rebounded by us. So that's 3 for 5, 60%. And again, my mental gymnastic math, but take it for what it is. CJ on open threes, wide open threes, 2 for 4. Great. People think CJ misses the wide open ones. He really doesn't. What he did do is went 1 for 5 on contested and very heavily contested threes. Him and Braden were the only ones that shot bad threes for me in this game. That's it. They shot all 4 of them. Funnily enough, on those.
What substantiates a heavily contested?
Heavily contested is you have to alter your shot to get it up. Or like there are multiple people in your face, or it's a dribble in with a guy already right here, and you just dribble into him and shoot it, try to attempt to shoot it over him. Okay. And the trajectory of your shot is off. Like, it is, trust me, with there only being 4 out of 46, it was bad. Like, they were shots that
I just wanted to know the stipulations of it.
Yeah. I think of them as shots that Painter shakes his head at. Like Painter always says, we'll take the good shots. Like, we'll take even okay shots. We don't want bad ones. These are bad ones. But funnily enough, CJ and Braden shoot all 4. 3 of those 4 we rebounded. Now, there's something to be said about bad contested shots. They tend to have long, bad rebounds that are easy to offensive rebound. So Jakari goes 3 for 10 in this game, but 5 were offensive rebounded. So 3 for 5, 60%. Weird.
Not bad.
Omer, he shot 0 for 1 from wide open. He missed a wide open one. The weird thing is Omer, Jakari, and Jack go 0 for 4 on wide open threes. Everybody else made theirs, but the role guys are the ones not making. And that's why I think it feels like everybody's missing them, is because those role players don't shoot a lot. And when they shoot wide open ones, you're like, please, God, make it. Well, they're not making them. Now,
I think a hand in their face makes them more comfortable coming into that role where you're not in the game and you don't have – when you're that wide open, the crowd can seem like a lot, dude. You can see everything. But when you have a hand in your face, it's practice.
now you are Cleopatra, or whatever they call the lady that can read the future, because
Miss
those
Cleo.
those three go 3 for 4 on what I consider to be good threes, which means there's someone there, but you're not adjusting at all. Like, contested to me is there's a guy there in your face. Open is there's a guy coming, but he's not there yet.
Yeah.
And they went 3 for 4 on those.
Yeah, that's basketball, man. It's like you're in a new place, new, different, but when a guy's in your face and you're popping it, it's just basketball. It's not you in front of a crowd of 15,000 plus. When you're wide open, you know every person that is in there, and you can feel them and you can see them when you're that young or when you don't play or when you come off the bench. But at the end of the day, when a hand's in your face, you're just – it might be Braden or it might be DJ to you. You're back on a gym floor.
Yeah.
That's how I would describe that.
Yeah, and I think that it does mean something that, like, high volume shooters shoot very well on the wide open ones, at least on our team, at least in this game, on a very high volume of total shots. Whereas the role players were 0 for 5 on wide open ones.
Nerves.
Now, the role players go 3 for 4 on the good ones, not great ones. Whereas the rest of the guys go 2 for 7. So there's a rhyme and reason to everything. This all got somewhat inspired. I'm going to give a shout out because I wouldn't even have looked this up if it weren't for this. But on the Sleepers recap of this, Greg had mentioned something about wanting to see, or he wished somebody would clip up all of the threes because he felt like we were missing a lot of wide open good looks. I thought that too. And then I watched it again. I'm like, I'm going to start tracking this. Like, I was like 4 minutes in. I'm like, all right, I'm going to rewind. I got to track this. And realized, like, no, we're not. We're good on the good looks are good. Like, we made like a very high percentage of those, like as many as you would want. And the ones we were missing, we were rebounding. The problem was the 1 for 16 on contested and heavily contested threes. On those 1 for 16, oddly enough, of the 15 misses, we rebounded 11. Shout out to Oscar, because it was almost entirely Oscar Cluff rebounding those missed threes. But again, that falls back into my whole premise of Purdue needs to shoot more threes. And I think we've mentioned this over and over. We need to be shooting 33s a game because it all opens up so much more for this team. Anyway, thank you all for who have listened to that. If you like that, let me know. I like going back and rewatching the game, especially in these bigger games, because it really does add context. In the heat of the moment, we're so worked up and we're so like, freaking out about everything, getting mad, getting happy, getting mad again, that we kind of forget that, there's a lot that goes on here. So, all right. And that's my time. I ain't never gonna stop. Sorry, if you know the reference, shout us out.
Angry West Hollywood Bear comes out.
Angry West Hollywood Bear. That means your time is up, is what that means.
If
and
you're
now
not
we
a
enter the interview
Tony
section.
fan,
go ahead and ask me my first interview question. What do you do for work? How's your love life?
What was your craziest experience? It always goes right to that.
Yeah, just today. I don't know. I heard a guy talking shit about an employee, and then the boss came in and heard the guy talking shit about the employee. And I'm only in the office 1 day a week, and then I found that the employee was a lesbian. So anyway, sometimes you go on, and I don't even know if that's relevant, but it's just random that I found that all out in a day.
That's pretty cool, man. Sounds like a cool day at work.
Yeah. Last thing I want to hit on before we just get player of the game and get out of here. Sorry, this is a long one, but I think this game kind of deserved it. What are your long-term thoughts with Purdue after this game? This obviously changes a little bit. This was probably the hardest game, in my opinion, left. I mean, I think Michigan's obviously great, but a road game against Nebraska is, to me, just as tough. What are your long-term thoughts for this team?
Saturday is going to be the toughest game. Iowa
Well, now
coming
it
off a
is.
loss. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, thanks a lot, Maryland. That's what Maryland
yeah,
did to us for beating their asses by 30.
that is crazy, man. That's going to be a very challenging game. Ben McCollum does not take losing well. He doesn't take a lot of things well. He's not a very happy person. So going forward, it's just one game at a time for the rest of the year. You can't look ahead because it gets scary when you do. Just got to go out and play this way again and again and again. And like you said, if we're shooting threes, but that depends on Trey and Oscar rebounding. Did they decide to show up that day and rebound? Because if they don't and we shoot threes, we're going to get cooked. Because there are days when Trey and Oscar don't look like they love the ball. So I just one game at a time. Beat Iowa next. We'll have a recap up or a preview. We'll have something up about Iowa soon and probably tomorrow night. Yeah, I don't know. Just keep rolling, keep the momentum, keep the confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with all that. One game at a time is tough for me. I just can't. I have a hard time thinking that way. I'm like, but look at all these other games. It makes me
No,
excited.
can't do it.
Yeah, I think for me, this did open up a little bit of my eyes of like, okay, Purdue probably has a shot at a 2 seed here. Maybe the Midwest 2 seed if they play it right. With all these other teams losing around them in the schedule, if you look at like Iowa State's schedule left and a lot of these teams, like they're not easy. I don't think Purdue can lose more than one more game and still get it. I think if you lose to Michigan, that's not that bad, but if you lose any other, you're in trouble. But I like to see Purdue win a game that the shot didn't go in, because that's been a problem all year. When it doesn't go in, we play bad, and we held on and we won the game, and that was impressive, and I was happy to see it. Tomorrow, yeah, we'll do the Iowa. It'll be. I know I say this all the time, but this will be a shorter preview, the Iowa, because we've already done an Iowa preview. We've already went through their players. This will be more of a, what do we want to see from Purdue type of preview. We don't really, if you want to see about their players, you can go check out our other preview that we did on them. So we don't have to go through that again. We may do it maybe live. I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Might
Just
as well.
to see if anybody
We haven't
wants.
done a live in a minute.
Yeah. So maybe we'll
I
do it
guess
live or something.
X finally got me, dude. They sent me a verification subscription for $4 a month for 4 months.
Oh no, they got him.
I'm verified.
Hey, have you checked your YouTube TV recently? I just got a 4-month offer of $20 off a month.
Oh, I don't pay for it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're a snack.
I got a nice deal set up with my brother and sister-in-law. Shout out to Dylan Jack.
Well,
we have a great.
Help your brother out and let him know if he goes and checks his promos.
I will. I'll tell Jack, because Dylan doesn't do anything like that. I don't know that he's capable. I don't know that he's capable of that. Yeah, fishing,
guns, and fishing.
Yeah.
Shout out, Dill. Yeah. So, real quick, who's your player of the game in this game, and maybe your play of the game if you have one?
Don't even ask.
Just
don't ask.
We're back. We are officially back, baby. It's been like 3 games since we got the don't even ask.
It's Oscar, and I'm going to go with him every single time he gives me a reason to. There's a lot of other choices here, but this man, 5 for 9, 10 offensive rebounds. Most people don't get that in a season. He got it in one game against the number 7 team in the country. He's a baller. He changes games. When he plays to his level, we win. It is a fact. When Oscar Cluff plays that game, Purdue has a really good shot of winning. And I don't know why we stopped going to him, but his play of the game, MVP play of the game, was the last bucket. Because I didn't want it in anybody else's hands. He's sure-handed, and we should have been feeding him the entire overtime. Because once Mass was out, nobody was stopping him.
Love that. Yeah, and he was the Ken Palm MVP too, so he deserves it clearly. Also, Northwestern up 9 on Michigan at halftime. This is a hard league. Now it looks like Michigan might be praying at half court during halftime. Not sure what's going on. Weird game. My player of the game, if you watched our preview, you'll get this. I'm going to go with the walk-ons because they held the team meeting and they were the ones speaking in the team. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God.
But the walk-ons did inspire this bunch, and I'm proud of them for that. I'm going to go with Trey. I have to go with Trey. It's unfair, so I will mention Braden. 13, 8, 10, 2, 1. That's impressive. So Braden's definitely the player of the game, but I'm going to go with Trey. 19 freaking rebounds from a guy who completely had to accept a new role, who had to swallow his pride and give up scoring, only gets 6 points in this game. But, I mean, the level of domination between him and Cluff, offense, defensive rebounding, 33 rebounds between two guys. I'm not sure that Purdue's had that in quite a long time. Maybe one of those Edie 20 rebound games. Somebody else had a few, but still that's 30. That's 13. I don't know. That's a lot of rebounds from two people.
Trey, if you're not going to score, go break rebounding records. Simple.
Yeah, and I think like with my big thing with Trey in this game, and then we'll get out of here. He's always been a great rebounder, but what happens is teams pull him out because he's an undersized 4, he's a 5. And he's never really crashed after he's been pulled out. This game, he was sprinting to go get rebounds. I could hear him over the broadcast screaming, "I got it. It's mine. Mine. Got it." Over and over, I heard it. And then he just flies in like freaking Spider-Man and grabs this ball out of midair with one hand and looks around like, who's got me? I love that CJ and Trey both had bloody faces after this game. Somebody made a dope thing on Twitter with that being gold. I don't know if you saw that, but it was gold blood and it said gold blooded. And I was like, that's sick. But yeah, future outlook of this team is let's go win a game in Ames. You know, that's not an easy place to play. They're obviously coming off a loss. We're coming off an emotional victory. You know what you do if you're back. You know what you do if you decided like we can't lose again. You go follow it up and you beat the dog shit out of Iowa. They kind of made you look silly for parts of the game in your house. The only reason that Purdue won that game is because the crowd got so into it and carried them to that victory. That ain't going to happen here. So go win the game. Thank you for everybody who's listened to this hour-and-a-half long recap.
I miss you, Fran.
I miss you, Fran. Yeah, there'll be no McCaffrey meter. Shout out Cobra Stats. Yeah, the rest of this season is going to be fun. So let's all enjoy it. If we lose another game, we lose another game. At this point, I think most of us have relatively given up on the Big Ten title race. Most of us have given up on a 1 seed. So let's just enjoy it. If this team wins out, fuck, let's go. It's going to get real fun toward the end. You know my big fear now? My last and final fear is we run the table and then the Kingslayer, Wisconsin is there on senior night. And they've beaten every other top team in this league at their place. God. They won at Illinois and at Michigan, and that we got them on senior night.
No, who cares? Shut up.
There ain't no way Brady's letting that shit happen.
Shut up. Greg Gard's a trash bag of a human.
I hate Greg Gard. He's like maybe the worst. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Obviously, share it with a friend, share it with your family. If you like what you see, like the video. If you hate what you see, leave me a comment. Leave Dalton a comment. But if you leave Dalton a comment, make sure it says "I love you." He's still feeling a little down after that last pregame. So peace out, everybody. Sorry, Dalton, that you have to do the editing on this video.
That's fine. That's fine. Later. See ya.